You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
Hey everyone, let's talk about what's happening with TVA and the Quebec television industry because it's kind of a wake-up call for all of us. The reality is that our private TV sector is struggling, and it's not just a small hiccup. This is a full-blown crisis that's been brewing for years. So here's the situation. TVA, which is part of Quebecor, has the largest audience share in Quebec, about 42.8%. Far ahead of competitors like Radio-Canada and Bell Media. You might think that makes them untouchable, but the truth is very different. Advertising revenue for generalist television has dropped dramatically, by roughly 38% since 2011. Why? Because most advertisers have moved their budgets to platforms like Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Google. That's right. 92% of advertising money is now flowing to foreign platforms instead of staying here to support local content. Charles Lafortune, a well-known producer and host, puts it bluntly. These foreign platforms are making billions off Quebec viewers without contributing to our media ecosystem. And to make matters worse, when we buy TVs, they often come preloaded with apps like Netflix or Disney+. But you have to pay to get TVA Plus or 2.TV on them. Lafortune likens this to building roads that only allow foreign trucks to drive on them. It's a sharp illustration of how the system currently favors outsiders. The private television industry here isn't just dealing with declining ad revenue. There's also a patchwork of government programs that unintentionally favor foreign platforms, or the public broadcaster, Radio-Canada. For instance, written journalism gets tax credits, but TV journalists don't. Reality TV doesn't get the same incentives as scripted content, even though it reaches audiences that matter. And despite these challenges, Radio-Canada continues to receive government support, which only widens the gap. At TVA's recent fall-winter programming launch, the tone was somber. Pierre-Carl Pelado, CEO of Quebecor, delivered a 30-minute speech highlighting the urgency of the situation. The message was clear. If nothing changes, the private television sector could continue to shrink while foreign platforms dominate our screens. In response, TVA launched a campaign called Pour notre télé, il faut se lever, showing the faces of its anchors standing up for local TV, emphasizing that losing our private television is essentially losing a part of our culture. To adapt, TVA is reorganizing its platforms under a new 360-degree strategy called Q360. Shows like Indefendable, Alertes, and upcoming series like Indomptables are part of this strategy, aiming to attract younger audiences and keep local storytelling alive. But the underlying challenge remains. Without regulatory changes, support, and investment in local media, the financial pressures on Quebec's private TV will only get worse. So, the big takeaway? TVA is shouting for help, and it's not just about entertainment. It's about preserving Quebec's cultural identity in the face of foreign competition and uneven support from our own governments. The message is urgent. If we care about our television and culture, action is needed, and fast. Would you like me to also create a spoken version that flows naturally like a live explanation for social media or a podcast? Stay subscribed for more videos.